Let us try out some advanced problems in simple interest. Simple interest is the interest calculated on the principal at a uniform rate every period. That means the interest does not change. It remains the same throughout the period. And the formula to find simple interest is PNR divided by 100, where P is the principal, N is the number of years, and R is the rate of interest per annum. And the formula to find amount to be paid at the end of the nth year is P plus PNR by 100, that is principal plus interest, or it can also be written as P into 1 plus NR by 100 by taking the P outside. P is common for both the components, so P is taken outside and the formula becomes P into 1 plus NR divided by 100. That is how we find the total amount at the end of nth year. Now let us move on to the problem. In what time will a sum of money double itself at 10% per annum simple interest? Hence, principal is not given. It is given that a sum of money, that is the principal, and it double itself. Doubling means when principal is taken as P, it doubles means 2P. So amount is 2 into P. Amount is principal plus interest. So when this interest is added to the principal amount is doubling. Principal becomes 2 times. That is why we are taking amount as 2P. Then N is unknown. In what time it is asked to be found. Then simple interest R is given as 10% per annum. Now we can apply in the formula amount at the end of the nth year is equal to P into 1 plus NR divided by 100. So amount is 2P. 2P is equal to P into 1 plus N into 10 divided by 100. N is unknown but R is known. So N into 10. Now this P can be taken to the left hand side. So 2P divided by P is equal to 1 plus N into 10 divided by 100. 2P divided by P. So P gets cancelled. That becomes 2 is equal to 1 plus N into 10 by 100. Then our next step is bringing 1 to the left hand side. Then it becomes 2 minus 1 is equal to n into 10 by 100. That is 1 is equal to n into 10 by 100. Now 100 can be taken to the left hand side. That becomes 1 into 100 is equal to n into 10. And 10 can be taken to the left hand side. 100 divided by 10 is equal to n. Therefore, n is equal to 10. The number of years is 10. In 10 years, a sum of money will double itself when simple interest at 10% per annum is calculated. And let us take another question. A man deposits a certain sum of money into a bank. That amount becomes 12,325 in 8 years, and it becomes 13,565 in 10 years. Find the sum invested. So, a person deposits a particular amount into a bank. That amount becomes 12,325 when it is put in the bank for 8 years, and the same amount if it is put in the bank for 10 years, that becomes 13,565. So what is that amount this person has invested? That is our question. So this question has to be solved in two parts. First part is when the amount is deposited for 8 years, and the second part is when the amount is deposited for 10 years. Let us take the first part. There the amount is 12,325 and n is 8. P is unknown, rate is also unknown. Thus, let us apply in the formula to find amount. P into 1 plus NR by 100. 12,325 is equal to P into 1 plus 8R divided by 100. That is one equation. Now, coming to the second case, the principal amount becomes 13,565 in 10 years. So, A is 13,565, N is 10, principal and rate are unknown. Let us apply the same formula. A is equal to P into 1 plus NR by 100. So, 13,565 is equal to P into 1 plus 10R divided by 100. That is our second equation. Nothing else is known. Only two equations are there. With these two equations, we have to solve this problem. So let us divide the first equation with the second one. That means left hand side of the first equation is divided with the left hand side of the second equation. 12,325 divided by 13,565, and the right hand side of the first equation is divided by the right hand side of the second equation, that is P into 1 plus 8R by 100 divided by P into 1 plus 10R by 100. Now P is there in the numerator and the denominator, so P gets cancelled, and we can make this denominator the same, that is 1 plus 8R by 100. 1 has got the denominator as 1. 1 is just like 1 by 1. So we have to make the denominator same for adding 1 plus 8R. And the same manner in the denominator also 1 plus 10R. There also 100 has to be made the common denominator. Thus it becomes 100 plus 8R divided by 100. The whole thing divided by 100 plus 10R divided by 100. And it can also be written as 100 plus 8R by 100 divided by 100 plus 10R by 100. And the next step, let us multiply it. For multiplying, numerator becomes the denominator and the denominator becomes the numerator. In that way, we can convert the division into multiplication. So, 100 plus 8R by 100 into 100 divided by 100 plus 10R. The 100 and 100 get cancelled, and the equation becomes 12,325 divided by 13,565 is equal to 100 plus 8R divided by 100 plus 10R. Now that can be cross multiplied, and it becomes 12,325 into 100 plus 10R, that is equal to 13,565 into 100 plus 8R. So 12,325 into 100, that becomes 12,32,500 plus 1,23,250R, that is equal to 13,56,500 plus 1,08,520R. So R can be taken to one side. That becomes 14,730R is equal to 1,24,000. So R is equal to 1,24,000 divided by 14,730, that is 8.42. Now we got the rate of interest as 8.42. That can be substituted in any one of the equations. Let us substitute it. Equation 1. 12,325 is equal to P into 1 plus 8R by 100. R is substituted. So that becomes P into 1 plus 8 into 8.42 divided by 100. So 12,325 is equal to P into 100 plus 8 into 8.42 divided by 100. This 1, the denominator of 1 is 1. So in order to make 100 as the common denominator, 1 is multiplied with 100. That becomes 12,325 is equal to P into 100 plus 67.36 divided by 100. So P into 167.36 divided by 100. And dividing it with 100, we get the value as P into 1.6736. So P is equal to 12,325 divided by 1.6736. Therefore, P is 7,365. The sum invested by the person is rupees 7,365. Now, coming to the next question, Mr. A lent at simple interest rupees 7,200, partly at 6% per annum and partly at 7% per annum. That means Mr. A is lending 7,200 in total. A part of 7,200 he is lending at 6% per annum simple interest, and the other part he is lending at 7% per annum simple interest. If the interest received after 1 year is rupees 450, how much did he lend at different rates of interest? So, let the principal of part 1 be P. Then what will be the principal of part 2? That will be 7,200 minus P. Because part 1 principal plus part 2 principal is 7,200. So P plus 7,200 minus P is equal to 7,200. And it is given that the total interest from both the parts is 450. Therefore, PNR by 100 of part 1 plus PNR by 100 of part 2 is equal to 450. P into 1 into 6 by 100, that is of part 1, plus 7,200 minus P into 1 into 7 by 100, that is equal to 450. That is interest of part 1 plus interest of part 2 is equal to 450. Calculating it, we get it as 6P by 100 plus 7 into 7,200 minus P by 100 is equal to 450. That is 6P plus 7 into 7,200 minus P divided by 100 by taking 100 as the common denominator. Then 100 can be taken to the right hand side. So that becomes 6P plus 50,400 minus 7P is equal to 450 into 100. And this 50,400 can also be taken to the right hand side, and it becomes 6P minus 7P is equal to 45,000 minus 50,400, that is minus 1P is equal to minus 5,400. There is negative signs on both sides, so that can be ignored. It becomes 1P is equal to 5,400. So P is equal to 5,400. Hence, principal of part 1 is 5,400. Therefore, principal of part 2 will be 7,200 minus 5,400. That is 1,800. Thus, Mr. A has lent 5,400 at 6% interest and 1,800 rupees at 7% interest. That is why he got 450 as the total interest after 1 year. That's all about simple interest. Thank you for watching this video. For more videos, subscribe the channel.